Hello, I'm Shane Boudreau, and I wanted to shoot this video just because I have a lot of people that ask me when I approach them, what is digital currency? You know, I was in the same boat when I first got into it, and, I'd never heard of it. So I thought I'd just give a quick lesson, a quick example of kind of what digital currency is. I want to give a quick shout out to Tom McMurrin. He's the one that put these slides together, uses them in, I think, in his presentation or one of his old presentations. But anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to him. So let's kind of get into it, and we'll see. Hopefully you get some education kind of what it is, when we're done. So what I want to tell you is that, digital currency is finite. So when you create a mathematical equation to create digital currency, it's actually capped by how many coins can be created. One coin, for instance, is only going to create 2.1 billion coins. So, but what I want, what you got to realize is that it's not an actual physical coin. It's only a serial number. But, everything deals in serial numbers. So let's just look at at the 65 Mustang, for instance. 689, 440 were manufactured. Now, I doubt if there is that many in today, but what you got to realize, what I wanted to bring home is that this car was finite. There's still a huge demand for it today. People loved this car, and that they actually still love it. It was actually the #1 car sold in the world, and it still holds that record. But digital currency, it's finite as well. And like I said, one coin will only create 2.1 billion coins. Out of those coins, some will get lost, some will get used, some will get stored away, but there will be a limited number on the open market for trade. So what's the value of possession? The value of possession is actually in the serial number. So look at you can own the Ford Mustang, but if you don't own the title with that serial number up in the left-hand corner and you don't show ownership of it, then that Mustang is actually worthless. You can sell it for, for scrap, for the metal it's worth, but the VIN number is unique on every one of those 689, 440 Ford Mustangs. Each number was different. That's just like if you pulled a $100 bill out of your pocket, just like was shown on the example right there, it shows the serial number, just like the euro. So that's really where the value is. See, without the serial number, that $100 bill is worthless. But, we deal in serial numbers every day, all day long. Did you know, and I really didn't know this till recently, but a credit card transaction produces a transaction number, and that number that identifies that transaction as it goes through the process. So the fact that digital currency is a serial number doesn't discount the value of it, because just about everything you do in a financial transaction is a serial number. So what you got to realize is the only difference is that the Mustang has a raw material value and the dollar bill doesn't. So what drives, how is the market value of the dollar bill, the Mustang, or the euro determined? Well, it's determined by an auction or an exchange. So look at that picture right there. People all around it are bidding on that car. That's the community. That's that Mustang community that, the people that love the Mustang, they love that car. It's the same way they do with the dollar bill or the digital currency. So the digital currency value is determined the same way that the dollar and the Mustang is. So, why would we have a problem with, dealing in the serial number when we deal with them every day? So what we got, I want you to realize out of this is if the community is huge and growing, guess what happens? The value of your digital currency or your serial number goes up. And, so like I said, bigger the community, the bigger the value. All right, so let's just consider the value of the 1965 Mustang. Just looking at this slide right here, 1965, the value was 2,320. went up to in 2015 to 25,500. Why did it do that? Well, the 1965 Mustang is finite, like we said, and it's an auction-driven market value. So, the car's not worth that much in raw material wise, but that is what the people were willing to pay for. So it's auction-driven. So guess what? The same thing happens with the dollar and the digital currency. The digital currency and dollar, its intrinsic value is actually zero. But the community, let's just talk about the community, but the community has driven it to that value. So the community has determined the value of the Mustang. The community being the people that actually, the people that actually want the Mustang and love the Mustang. So bigger the community, like I said, the higher the value. So let's just say if 5,000 people love the Mustang, then the value is going to be X. All right. So, but if 50,000 people love the Mustang, then the value is going to be X times 10. All right. So, and what we have to realize that every Mustang has a separate VIN number. All right. So hopefully that's a little clearer. Let's go on to the next slide. So let's just compare. Let's just see the difference between the 1965 Mustang VIN number and a digital currency serial number. All right, for instance, the Mustang, it cannot be fractionalized. You cannot cut that Mustang in pieces and it still hold its value. A digital currency can. You can actually cut a digital currency. You can actually cut a digital currency into millions. You can actually buy a millionth of a digital currency, which is kind of a cool thing. All right. The Mustang itself is not easily portable. You can't take that sucker across the ocean, and it's just not easily. But a digital currency is. You can take that. A digital currency can go global. I can actually, send want something from the United States over to China. I can, as long as I've got my e-wallet with me, I can be over in China and I can spend my digital currency. That's really it's really a cool thing to me. All right, the audience is limited on a Mustang. So what I mean by that is, you only have a small community of people that love the Mustang. All right. So, but with the digital currency, let's just, there's 6 billion people that don't have access to financial services all over the world. Digital currency, it actually solves that problem. So those 6 billion people, as long as they have a mobile phone that they can download an e-wallet, and they can make and transact business with digital currency. So that's where digital currency, one of their biggest markets, one of their biggest filling the void, is some of these countries that, they don't have banking, that, the bankers just don't want to do business with them because they're not profitable to them. So that's where, digital currency is going to come in, that they're going to be able, these people that are in these remote areas are going to be able to do financial transactions, and it's actually going to, revitalize their community by them being able to do that. So, like I said, the banking industry doesn't want anything to do with them. So anyway, so that's pretty huge. So the Mustang has raw material value. Like I said, the Mustang, if you just took the metal from it, you could get some value out of it. Digital currency, dollar bill, doesn't have any intrinsic value to it. So just going over, digital currency has no raw material value. It is portable. It can be broken into millions, and the audience is global. So that's just a little comparison with them. All right, let's just talk about the benefits. What are the benefits of digital currency? One, it can increase in value over time. The ascending value. There's no opportunity for identity theft or counterfeiting with the blockchain technology that is behind it. Transactions are instant, no fees, and it's global pricing. What I mean by global pricing, if it's one price, say in the United States, it's going to be the same price over in China or some of these other countries. So global pricing, same throughout. No debt. Wow, that's a big one. With the being able to have a finite number, The government can't manipulate it, and they can't print more to get us further in debt like they're doing the dollar bill right now. No government or central bank manipulation. They can't, they can't manipulate a digital currency by any means. It's portable, private, and globally accessible. So those are just a few of the benefits to digital currency. All right, let's just kind of go over. Let me just kind of rehash real quick about what cryptocurrency or digital currency is. All digital currency is this is what I want you to remember. All it is a serial number with value. Okay, it's not an actual coin. It's just a serial number with value, and we deal with serial numbers every day. It is a peer-to-peer, meaning it'd be computer to computer, smartphone to smartphone, and actually OneCoin has come up with some software to go analog to analog phone. So that's as long as they can download an e-wallet, they're going to be able to make a financial transaction and use digital currency. It is appreciating in value, digital currency is. That's another huge thing. Debt-free, meaning because of the finite number, the government can't print more, we can't print more, therefore you don't go in debt. And it's not controlled by government or banks. So hopefully this short video kind of gives you an idea. You get an idea of exactly what cryptocurrency is. And, I appreciate you watching it, and thanks a lot.